Some of you guys have noticed patterns within your life and really worked on them, and maybe you've shifted them. But then you still get triggered and it ends up showing up again in a different way. Maybe you stopped chasing relationships and you threw yourself into work instead. Or you stopped seeking validation from one person and then you started needing it from your achievement. Or you stopped overgiving in others and started giving to your spiritual practice instead. Maybe you've shifted from one polar extreme to another. And trust me, this is very, very, very common. So our strategy changed, but our energy behind it did not. And most women don't realize that they do this or that this is even happening. So they shift the pattern towards something else. But both action, no matter what it looks like on the outside, still is holding the same energies, the same intentions, running from the same old creation system. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to video 2 in the Her Divine Return teaching series. If this is our first time together, I highly recommend that you watch video 1 before jumping in. Today, we're going to dive into the split creation system that I referred to in video 1. My goal is for you to exhale and say, oh my gosh, this is why I've been experiencing this. This is why my soul just isn't getting quenched by the fruits of my life anymore. This is meant to illuminate an awesome piece of wisdom for you to awaken a next level of yourself. Now let's go back to the metaphor of the tree. All trees have basic core needs in order to grow by their divine design, the way that God intended them to be, whether it's an apple tree, a fruit tree, and you are no different. You have basic core needs, just like the tree. Safety, love, belonging, feeling like you are enough, to trust yourself, to feel worthy, to feel seen. Like these are all really basic human needs. They're not something to be ashamed of. So you may be thinking, well, I've done this, I've done that work, I don't need to hear this, but stick with me because most of this is happening unconsciously. The human body has been so disconnected from this true divine essence. This is generations upon generations. This creation system has become split. So what your beautiful human body has done, very intelligent actually, is figured out a way to get those core needs. It's going to pull energies outside of it in order to feel it, in order to experience it, in order to grow, to sustain itself, versus pulling from the living water, the living nutrients within you. This is probably the most important thing I need you to hear. This reaching that your system does, this is not conscious. This isn't something that necessarily feels like reaching or pulling from your conscious awareness. This is something that energetically happens behind the scenes. So it can feel like caring, like giving, like being a good partner, like pushing really hard in your career, going above and beyond, a devoted spiritual seeker. It can look and feel like all of that. But underneath, the operating system energetically that you're running is of the self that has had to survive on its own and that has been disconnected from fully operating from its holy essence, from its wholeness. Your body has intelligently formed programs, patterns of behaviors in order to fill its core needs energetically. Whether those have been passed down from the lineage, developed based on what you went through in childhood, the environments that you were in, the people that you hang around, whatever it is, your body has intelligently figured out a way to grow and pull energy outside of itself for these core needs. Our lower self has developed some of these strategies to survive. And these strategies, these groups of behaviors can look like on the outside, feeling like you always have to prove yourself, performing, people pleasing, overgiving, adapting and shifting based on who you're around, trying to keep the peace, controlling outcomes, needing reassurance, chasing something, the next milestone, the next person, the next high, always staying busy, distracting yourself or avoiding things, fixing, rescuing others, seeking attention or to be desired. We've probably done literally all of those things. I know I have. These are very, very normal. We've all experienced it. Again, this is not for shame. Oftentimes, that relief that we think we feel is just relief and not actually fixing the fruit at the root. Whatever looks on the outside, the fruits of your life will not change, even if they look different. Where is your tree sourcing from? Where is your tree pulling from? This is why so many women that I work with and that I've talked to, and even on my journey, why we all feel so damn frustrated, exhausted, like we're on this hamster wheel. We're doing all of the things, yet still something feels off. They've done the pattern work. They've gone to church. Maybe they've done all of the spiritual things that the spiritual gurus tell you to. Therapy, shifted the behaviors. But yet underneath, this is why something still feels off. That pull towards the old ways, the old things maybe coming up again that you thought that you worked through. Not because the actions or the work that you have been doing hasn't helped, because the root energetically has not been rerouted. You might consciously know that I need to choose myself. I need to love myself more. I need to know I'm enough from within. You may know your worth. You know that you are loved. You know that you are powerful. You know that you are confident. You know these things. These energies operate independently of what you think intellectually. This is your body. Your divine body technology is far more than your mind, more than just mindset programming. What I'm speaking of is energetic. If the energies behind the action still contain the energies of the old system, you're not going to produce a different tasting, soul quenching fruit that your soul's longing for. This energetic split between how we're creating and producing our life creates a very deep soul ache within so many women that they can't name. This disconnection of how they're supposed to create, how they're supposed to operate from, how they're supposed to produce from. It is really important to bring to the surface and really reflect on some of the core strategies that our body takes to fill these core needs, and to recognize these patterns and groups of behaviors in our life, to really begin to see the energies underneath, the energetic pull. I created a free quiz for you that is going to help you identify this. Which split root is blocking your soul's fruit? And it's going to show you which root is most predominant in your life right now. Definitely go do that, because all the rest of the videos in this series are just going to hit so much deeper when you have that information. In video 3, we're going to go even deeper behind the history of this split within women. What the divine feminine truly is and why she does not trust herself. And for many, it's going to bring a lot of things together. This is the restoration of the divine feminine tree of life back to her divine roots. And I'm inviting you to this movement.